could have gave him a redemption arc, man. You could have at least did that. Hello and what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and become one of the bunnies. And if you're coming back, oh boy, we have a very good video. I haven't watched it yet. But I know what I'm expecting. I don't want to get too much into details. I don't want to get it very sappy. But before we even start, I just want to say, like, thank you everybody for being part of this adventure. The 5-year adventure that we've been through is finally coming to an end. So, what I guess I'm trying to say is, let's enjoy this together.
当一个人真正想改变世界的时候，才会发现个人的力量是多么渺小。剩女为民众付出了一切，可换来的却是无情的镣铐和绞索。
Oh no.
世界如此混沌。
Is that her hanging?
它既不公平，也不合理。它迫害英雄，滋养恶类，丑陋遍地，美好无存。
I can't hear it from him. It feels...
就有恶神来斩断了。
I don't know. I can't hear it from him. Why is he saying the words that I've always wanted him to say? I feel pain in my chest. I'm cheering for him, like go for it.
这是世界对他的无情反扑，但他的信念绝不会因此放弃。
He's fighting like a pro. For a person who never fought, he's fighting like an absolute pro. And that's definitely the powers of the first herrscher he's using. What is that? Okay. So they are reenacting the events that led to her death. She was able to break it all along. They're fighting on like two sides. They're fighting together at the same time on two sides. They're like completing each other right now. How am I gonna hate this? I've always wanted him to be a cross-user, playable cross-user, honestly. On a side note. The way he's using it is really nice.
人一旦魂飞魄散，就无法再起死回生。世界允许意识匹配新的容器，却不允许容器收集消散的意识。想要拯救唯一的他，我只能在过去创造出新的可能。这另一个未来，将是属于他的时空。
Please let him be alive. Please let him live. I don't know.
卡莉，活下去。
Everything we can do.
Much of the past for one to memorize. Too many words remain for one to read through the lines. The ebb and flow of the crowd, flood the road and paradise along the path of time.
Oh my god, the song.
Every night brings a dream, but the day relentless takes me away. All the rest will be torn up whenever a choice is made. Everyone has their own desire, leading to the ultimate. Life is too long to end and break. Just a drop of water suffices. Still I wish to embrace the world with my thoughts.
Oh, come on. You can't do that. You can't do that. Like, what the hell? Oh, is that the end? Come on. I knew what I was going into. I just wasn't prepared enough, I guess. Thank you for the video, Mihoyo, or whatever. Thank you for the video. That's the least I could say right now. Does the apocalypse spoken? Thus spoke the So, when they put at the end, thus spoke apocalypse, is when the chapter ends, or like when a story ends. they say that spoke somebody. So that's the end of the story. First of all, I'm so sad. A story of 5 years that we've been all through. It just ended. I hate endings. I can't really say goodbye. The moment I realized Otto is a victim is when the Honkai archives were telling him, your sister just gave you a shovel and you dug Kellen's in your own grave. And that's when it hit me. I was like, this man is not the villain, he is the victim. He decided to carry his sins and other people's sins on him. So he decided to be the villain so nobody else can be the villain. He sacrificed himself for that. And he decided on that 500 years ago. The things he've done. I know he even said at one point that he hated how scummy he was, and it looked like an act. It was a rushed act. Do I believe he deserves a redemption arc? Absolutely. Did Miyoyo just redeem him in this video? Yes. But I feel like it wasn't fair to him. I know that not everybody has the right or has the privilege to have a happy ending. But at the same time, I don't want to stir up shit, but remember that Durandal was given so much power, so much screen time, and at the end of the day she came out as the real Kiana and everything like that, and she had her own redemption arc, while the villain who villainized himself long time ago didn't have a redemption arc, just died in a very miserable way, the same way he lived his life. Now you're gonna tell me, yeah, he died for the girl he loves, he died for it. Remember that he died alone. Try while he lived alone in a rotten life. And now he dissipated his whole soul in the imaginary tree. Just for Kellen to live. And Kellen never actually loved him the same way he loved her. I personally, at first, I am totally against this idea of, okay, let's talk lore. Why not? First of all, the time paradox. He just opened a whole new timeline, which was part of his plan. We can see that when he touched the tree or whatever. So first of all, I believe his soul has mended with the tree. He became the will of Honkai. He kind of took over the throne, and by touching his hand, touching it, he was able to open a whole new universe. Here. So technically he successfully did that. We saw that Coldstone has opened. So what I believe happened is he left everything the same. He just merged Coldstone, or whatever the city is called, with the other ones, with the other universe. So both of the universe are now lapped from that place. And that's how we're gonna be able to see Kellen again. In the prologue, we saw that Kellen actually sensed his farewell. So now she knows that he was the one, he died. So that assures that she is at the same universe that Teresa is in, because both Ottos have died. So that's a big overlap. He managed to overlap them. It made a time paradox, and I feel like other people will suffer through the problem. But I don't think this is where the plot is going. I personally believe the plot is going next, at least, is to World Serpent. I know through the translations, they're saying that World Serpent is gonna be next. And even Otto, from the very first beginning, he said that World Serpent is very, very dangerous, especially with their Stigmata project. So I think we're gonna be going head to head with Kevin. One more thing that caught my mind, I can't talk. One more thing that caught my attention is Kevin is very powerful, is extremely, extremely powerful, that he wasn't even worried about whatever Otto was doing. Second of all, the mere presence of him can bring chills to somebody. Third of all, in the past era, they were able to weaken the will of Honkai. And my question still stands. With the rule of conservation of matter, which is... I know, I'm bringing a lot of science into this, but hold on with me for a sec. With the rule of conservation of energy, of mass, of everything, nothing is destroyed and nothing is technically born. So, if he weakened the will of Honkai, where all that power went? I believe it went to Kevin. I believe Kevin holds the power of the will of Honkai, most of the power of the will of Honkai. And then Otto finished him off. Otto finished the will of Honkai off by destroying himself and taking over the throne. So now, what I expect will happen is Kiana, not the real Kiana, not Bianca, not Durandal anymore, but Kiana will have to be forced to become the herrscher of the end, to become something extremely strong, stronger than Kevin, and take up all that energy, and then she'll seal herself on the moon. And at the same time, one of the biggest giveaways that she's gonna be on the moon, not only because of a post-Honkai Odyssey dialogue that we saw, but from a post-Honkai Odyssey wallpaper that Mihoyo shared, and it's about Mei and Bronya looking at the moon. I feel like it was a small Easter egg that was there. Amazing animation as always. I do believe it could have been a little bit better. No, that's not what I want to say. The screenwriting, the typing, the story, everything is perfect, but it could have been better for my liking. Now, I am a weeb head, so technically I am from those types of people who cannot say goodbye, who likes like 500 episodes kind of anime. So I really wanted a redemption arc to Otto. I didn't want to see him die. But I believe Mihoyo did the right chance by giving him an honorable death. At least the death that he wanted. He wasn't taken away from his dreams. And at the same time, as one of the people that was on our Discord said, yeah, the moral compass urges us technically to kill Otto because he was a murderer. He did a lot of bad things in his life. Just because the reason he was dying is noble doesn't mean what his deeds are. And I totally agree with it. Justice is blind. Just because you have a reason to kill somebody, it doesn't mean for the fact of killing them that you are not a murderer. And the same goes for Otto. Just because you had a very deep, pure goal and intention that you wanted to do does not erase all those 500 years of misdeeds. And he was fully aware of that, and everybody was fully aware of that. That was part of accepting it. But for me, and I'm speaking very humbly because I am in no way near to even touching this topic or talking like Mihoyo or anything like that, but I would give him a redemption arc. and then make his death even way more sufferable. Like, I would make everybody howl, like Attack on Titan style. So, amazing video. That's all I've got for you guys today. I calmed down. I definitely didn't cry as much. Thank God. He could have just gave her an honorable death. Sometimes you have to move on. And I think this is for a person who didn't move on. He's the opposite of Kevin. Kevin moved on from May's death. Otto didn't, and we saw two sides of it. We saw two sides of a one coin, technically. One of them was so determined to bring his lover back to life, and the other one just wanted to finish the goal that his lover wanted to do. So technically both of them are the same people, just different directions, different decisions. I can't accept the fact that the story is ending, honestly. I really wanted to see Otto in a better light. I really did. He's a very well-written character. And I do believe he deserved a redemption arc. I do believe that he deserved even a happier ending with Kellen. Kellen didn't really love him, I think, that way. She really wanted Sakura. But you could have gave him a redemption arc, man. You could have at least did that. Don't give him a tragic death. And then what I'm sad about right now, I think, is the fact that he got such a sad death and nobody felt his pain. Everybody hated him. He made sure everybody hated him, including the readers. And then he died without everybody realizing his pain. I don't think he was into torturing, he was into experimenting, he was into any of that. He showed a very calm and nice side. Not because he's very paradoxical. He wasn't paradoxical in his mind, he was paradoxical in his actions. I don't know. That's all I've got for you guys today. Tell me, what do you think? And I don't know. If this is what's gonna happen to Otto, I don't know what's gonna happen when we say goodbye to Kiana. I don't want to say goodbye, honestly. This is what I hate. I'll see you in another video.